Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Such a Wire, a.k.a. Coach O, host of the BYRDCAGE Show. Listen, all my cousin Tracy fans, I told y'all she would be back. And here she is, so y'all can get off my back, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't get fired. I didn't quit. Last week I just had to take a little personal day. Wasn't nothing major, a little glitch in our taping. But hi everyone, I'm back.
That's it.
I'm back.
Try to tell y'all, so please relax. Get off my back. You know what I'm saying? And Cousin A is back. Cousin A, say what's up to the people.
Cousin A is back with Cousin Claude Bird. I was in a little recovery, a little therapy, but I'm back, got the cast off.
Now listen, this week, since it's Father's Day, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna give myself some flowers on this one. I'm a good father.
You're right.
You know
You are, yes you are.
My cousin A is definitely a good father.
father.
So,
Thank you.
Cousin Tracy hosted the Mother's Day edition. Cousin A is gonna host the Father's Day edition. So I'm going to give you the host seat.
So before we get started with our topic today, I just want to give a shout out to all the fathers out there. It is the Father's Day edition, and my beautiful cousins here will be handling this whole Father's Day episode. I just want you fathers to know that you guys are needed, you guys are valued, and we really, really, really depend on you guys for our development as women. My father really was so instrumental in my life. He really taught me how a man is supposed to treat you and how to get, things started. So shouts out to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day to you guys. I hope you enjoy your day. And here we are.
Here we are.
Yes. I want to say happy Father's Day to everyone too. To all the good fathers, stepdads, guys who taking care of kids that don't have to, and mothers who taking care of kids that don't have a father there. And happy June 19th.
Now, listen, I'm going to say this, cousin. The mothers, they get their day.
Right.
And their day is grand.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
You try to make reservations for Mother's Day, you can't.
No.
You make reservations for Father's Day.
Everything's
wide open.
Come in whenever you want.
Yeah.
So, today, it's about us fathers.
Yeah, it's about the fathers. About the fathers. And Adrian made a good point. It's some guys out there that are taking care of kids that are not theirs. Yes. They are stepping in the gap. And just kudos for those type of guys. Kudos.
That's definitely true.
Yes, be a father to your child.
And also, too, this week, it is Father's Day, but we had a big monumental step, one for black folks.
And the holiday now.
June 19th, federal holiday. June 19th, Juneteenth.
National holiday.
Yeah. One small step for mankind.
Shout out to the CWA. We already had the holiday, and that was in our contract last year, and then they made it a holiday.
Okay.
Powerful.
Yes.
Freedom Day for our people, 1865.
Yes.
I did not know that. So, with that being said, hey, it's on you.
Okay. Take it away.
What we got?
Well, this is my thing today. So what I want to do is, my thing is everybody always asks me how to get kids in scholarships and kids in college, this and that. And I always got people asking me, is it a coach's job to do that? Is it a coach's job to get a kid a scholarship? In my perspective, I always said yes and no. My thing is, a lot of these coaches out here, they lie. They say, oh, this kid's in Division I, and this kid is getting Division I scholarships that should be going to somebody else. Where they lying. It could be a Division II or Division III player. And that's one thing I do commend. I shout out to Seth's brother-in-law, Henson. He did look out for kids like that. He told the colleges as they come in, he said, he's Division I, he's Division II, he's Division III. The main thing, don't lie to these coaches coming into the school for these kids. The kids got to do their part. So, let the coaches do their part. My thing was, I just said, listen, if a coach is going to be there for the kids, try to be there and be honest with these coaches and tell them what's going on with these kids. And Cousin Seth, in your part as being a head coach, do you think it's your job to get these kids scholarships?
It has to work I'm a piece. I'm a big piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it starts with the head coach as far as, your coaches are reaching out to you. They're asking for film and things of that nature. So it's definitely on us, especially to promote the kids. Yes. You want to get your kids out there and things like that. but it's also on the kid to make sure that their grades is good, so college coaches can, you know what I mean, have interest in things like that. They got to perform on the court, on the field, on the diamond, whatever sport it is, things of that nature. But I definitely think, you know, head coach, we play an integral part.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely play an integral part. And, you know, it's a collective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it takes
definitely.
the coach, it takes the kid, it takes the parent, it's a collective.
Yes.
But we definitely play an integral part of that.
Definitely.
I mean, that definitely.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, being as a parent, what would you think about it on the parent
Well,
point of view?
it's twofold for me, because the parent holds the accountability piece to make sure that their child is the athlete that a college wants, right? But then it's the coach's job to me to make sure you're exposing the best, highlighting the best part of my athlete, of my child,
Okay.
right? And correcting the flaws, right? Because in order for my child to go to the next level, he's got to be an all-around player, right? So it's the coach's job to get him to be an all-around player, along with him working, him or her working, along with the parent. Like it's like he says, collective.
Yeah.
I think everybody plays a part in it, and if the coach doesn't play his part, because now mind you, most colleges go through the schools to get to a kid. So if you got a coach that's not feeding, how would you know that a college is even looking at your kid?
True indeed.
And if you got a coach that doesn't particularly care for your kid,
And that's a good point. Go ahead.
you know, you have a coach that don't particularly care for your kid, and you have a school looking out for your kid, if the coach could shut that door,
Yeah,
and your kid. So I think it is the coach's job.
Yeah.
It's the coach's job along with the player and the parent. But it has to be collective. And the coach, the sport is the coach's specialty. So the coach should be able to field where your interest should be going.
Okay. Now, in my point, I remember when Demir was in Timber Creek, and the South Carolina recruit came over and said he wanted to go to Paul VI. So I told him where Paul VI was at. He goes to Paul VI. He says, Adrian, they wouldn't let me in the school. I said, what you mean? He said, the father said, the football coach is not here. He don't teach here. And they didn't allow him to come there. He said he would never go back to he would never go to Paul VI again. This was, 10 years ago.
Right.
I don't know if it's changed now.
Right.
But me being a parent and a coach, my thing was, even though coaches are doing the stuff they were doing, as a parent, I would look up stuff like in the football side. I would have like they have $50 camps, 1-day camps.
Right.
Well, so I tell the parents, pick a school that your kids like in your vicinity where you can drive to, go to the 1-day camps. That way coaches can see them one-on-one instead of we're hearing from the coach. Not all the time hearing from the coach. Now they get to see the person, the body there.
Right.
And a lot of times, even when you go to these camps, it ain't just that school. There's other schools there.
Right.
True.
That they might even give you an offer, but other schools can give you an offer.
Right. But you know, like I said, from being on both sides as a parent, as well as a coach, as well as, you know, all that I have done, we took a couple kids to Lincoln. It was a second chance college combine.
Right.
It was a bunch of schools there, smaller schools. Lincoln, I think, it was a bunch of black colleges there.
Right.
They said, without a shadow of a doubt, we came to Camden High. We're trying to develop our program. We want kids. The coaches never got back to us.
Yeah, see.
Wow.
We was there. The coach said, I've been looking for kids from Camden because this kid, first of all, Lincoln could be a good fit academically for some of the kids coming from Camden. And then if I can get them on the field, that's a plus.
Yes.
We reached out. So you do have coaches that block kids.
Oh, you do.
You know what I mean? Because they're so focused on the big giant kids, they forget about other kids that are talented but may not be big school material.
But yeah,
So the
true.
coaches do, to me, the coaches play an instrumental part.
And that's like you doing your kids a disservice when you don't promote the last guy on your bench or the last guy on your roster or the, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like you said, that's one thing that that Bobby did well.
Yes,
like
he
he
did.
got the top guys going to the top schools, and he also got the other guys going to D2, D3, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And as a coach, of course, the kid has to live up to,
Yes.
you know, what you're trying to promote. But you gotta promote your program. You gotta
Yes.
promote your kids and get them. I mean, because that's the end game. Everybody's not going to the NFL.
Yes.
Everybody's not going to the NBA. Everybody's not going to the MLB. But if I can promote this kid and help him use
for college.
his
Yes.
athletic ability
pay
to
for college,
go
get
to college
education.
for free,
Mm-hmm.
then we won.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then we won.
And then another
Yeah.
thing, a lot of these
Yeah.
coaches in
We
South
won.
Jersey, a lot of them don't like each other. It's a shame. Because I remember when I was at Timber Creek on the coaching staff, we had a kid
I agree.
ran like 300 yards on Seneca, 2 touchdowns, and he didn't get a vote for the All-South Jersey team. But yet the coach called Bobby and said, Coach, could you talk to this college about my kid?
Right.
To see, he wanted his hand to wash his hand, but he ain't looking out for him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the good old boy stuff.
Yeah.
They do the good old
I
boy.
agree there.
We need to change that. Because this is South Jersey. We should all be a South Jersey family. South Jersey family.
Sure.
You should be able to call another coach and say, Coach, listen, I know these come to your school. Can you talk about them? I got such and such kids. Tell them to stop by and see me. A lot of them coaches be like, oh, you don't want to go down there.
And that's just my point. Like,
Yeah.
coaches can really block.
They
Yes,
could.
they
yeah.
could.
Coaches
Nah,
could block
they-
a kid's success, a kid being seen, a kid's next move. A coach really could. So the question you pose is important. Coaches do play a role in those scholarships. You know,
Major.
role, more than we think,
Yeah.
because of the backdoor conversations.
Right.
Like, you know, like I said, the part where the recruiter or the scout gets to the parent is almost the last step. Is almost the last step. Like, coaches are standing in the stands and listen to what people are saying around them. I'm sorry, not coach, scouts. Where the scouts are standing in the stand, they'll listen to what people are saying around them. They'll watch the kid on the field. They'll reach out to the coaching staff. Then they'll reach out to the guidance counselor. Then they'll hit the parent.
Yes.
So, like, it's these steps
It is.
that could be blocked if the coach doesn't really play his role, his or her role. If they don't really play their role, they really can block your kid. Like, I know coaches that a kid might get smart with them, and now the kid is off the radar to be recruited.
Yes.
I seen it happen. I seen it happen in particularly to my kid, the girl and the boy.
Yeah.
Because my kids, you can't, with all due respect, you can't piss on my kid's leg and tell him it's raining. My kids got a voice.
Yeah.
So because my kid speaks up, not disrespectfully, but they speak up,
Right.
now my kid is a problem. So now when coaches was coming looking for my kid,
It's like he
the
not-
coach was like, oh, they not, she ain't, he ain't,
Yes.
they not here.
Wow.
Now, like I said, I've seen it happen, you know?
Because with you coaching football, basketball, and baseball, you know it's like big schools coming for football and basketball. There's a lot of big schools coming for baseball kids, and is it the same kind of recruiting?
It's if you have a player, baseball wise, if you have a player of that caliber, it's the same.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My catcher, I think Robbie, 2 years ago, he went to Old Dominion. You know what I'm saying? That's probably about the biggest that I had. You know, full scholarship, the whole nine. But it's funny with baseball, and I'm pretty sure it's like that with basketball, and I know it's like that with football too. But it was just funny when I was coaching him and he was getting recruited. You know, you had the scouts there and the radar guns and seeing how fast he threw from his catcher spot to second base and all that. So that was cool to see. You know what I'm saying? I can't front. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think it's all the same.
Okay.
It's all the same. I mean, because think about it. When Ronnie was coming out, you had Doc Rivers was at the game.
At the games.
At Candy Catholic when Ronnie was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When he played Candy Catholic. So it's all the same. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Think about it, cousin. They want what's going to make that brand
Yes.
continue. So
Definitely.
if you got talent like that, we going to be at the game.
Definitely.
We gonna be at the game.
Tracy, what you think about that? Like,
I don't know.
you had girls ran track.
Right.
You had basketball
It's-
girls.
Yeah, it's all the same. It really is all the same. And like I said, you'll see, you know, the recruiters will be in the stand and
Do you
just.
think it's like? Of course, we know it's bigger with boys, but do you have any? You have like it was like outrageous, like big stuff for girls that was.
Not in my. I haven't. I've never been privy to any really major girls. Like, well, I've been around some fast girls. I've been around, but not on that caliber with girls. Girls is still women's sports, and I think Dawn has been posting a lot of it. Dawn Staley. Women's sports still behind the 8 ball.
They are.
You know, we're still behind the 8 ball and everything, and our girls are getting faster and stronger, but you just don't, like, you'll get recruiters, but it's not like the boys. It's nothing like the limelight and the glitz and glamour of the boys. It just, even when, like I said, I've been around some fast girls, some speed demons on the track. I've been around some, not per se me coach, but I've been places where I've seen girl basketball players who are like really exceptional. But the recruiting is not, the hoopla is different for girls. Definitely. And hopefully, you know, one small step for Juneteenth, and maybe over the time, you know, it'll start being different. I thought at one point, with the WNBA and things like that it would start being a little bit different for us, but we're still kind of behind the 8 ball.
It's crazy. I was just watching on SportsCenter how the girls softball. They got more fans there than the men's. But they had to go upstairs to the bathroom, and the boys, they got the bathroom right in the locker, in the dugout.
I saw that.
Like, that was crazy. I could not believe it.
I saw that too. And the Dawn style, I remember we played at Trenton Catholic. This is, I believe I was at West Tech at the time, coaching there, and we played Trenton Catholic. So our game is over. So, you know, we coming out the locker room, we about to leave, headed to the buses, and Dawn Staley is sitting in the stands. So I walked by, because I wasn't sure if it was her at first. I walked by like, oh, wait a minute, that's Dawn Staley. So I was like, you know, I'm a fan. I went in fan mode, like,
Well, shout out to Dawn. She's part of getting Demira going to South Carolina.
Exactly.
Because Tracy will be sending a lot of her with Taquan coming to South Carolina. So we all going to be sending a lot of her. Exactly. So South Carolina fans, we're coming back. The Birds are coming back to town.
Back in town. I'm like, I'm Coach Bird. She's like, hey, y'all had a good game, da-da-da. I'm like, what you doing here? She's like, yeah, I'm, you know, recruiting Trenton Catholic girl. You know,
but you see, she's the head coach.
And she's head coach.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
assistant,
right now. And see, with girls is different. Like with boys, you got guys on the staff that's their job. They're recruiter. Go scout and recruit and do all that. Because by the time you see the head coach, it's almost a done deal. It's a deal. You know what I mean? With girls, your head coach is coming straight. Even when I was getting back in the day, the head coach was coming to my crib. Like the head coach, and like again, that was umpteen years ago. But the head for girls, you're not getting like the guys are different.
Yeah, well, where was that South Carolina's game? Man, it was the Mirror's official visit. They're playing Alabama. Alabama was the #1 team in the country that day. We're in the end zone. Dawn Stanley has about 20 girls and chilling with us, talking about we got Candy in the house, and then but she was the only head coach with him. She had, I think, one assistant with her, but she had 20 other girls with her.
Right.
Like, it's the difference.
Right, it's the difference. But I do have a question for you, fathers.
Again, the BYRDCAGE, Father's Day edition.
Father's Day edition. We talked about the role of the mom with the athletes on Mother's Day. I want to talk about how important cooperative fathers are for coaching. And what I mean by cooperative, you know, you still got some people out here that think that they are experts in athletics, and they know more than a coach, right? But when you got a parent that's really supportive of the coach, father-wise, how does that work for you guys, like coaching?
Now, you mean as far as, okay, the father having a kid that's playing, and the relationship between the father and the coach, like what?
Yes. Because I know, moms play a role in their kid, right? But how does it feel to have a dad that's just as supportive to a coach as
that's tremendous. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm, and it's funny because it's like kind of twofold. Like you don't want to be that dad. Like if your son or daughter is playing for the coach, you don't want to be that dad that's like being combative with the coach, like coach, you doing this wrong.
That's my point. I was trying to make. Like, if you got a coach, a father that's not that way, but he still supports your decision. How does that? Is it rare?
I know my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like playing. I'm going back to high school, playing for Coach Simpson and all that. You know what I'm saying? My dad never. It's funny, and I'm going to say this. It's funny. Coach Simpson felt threatened by my dad, but my dad wasn't trying to be a threat to him. Like, he never interfered. He never stepped in, like, yo, never gotten, you know what I'm saying? Like, so as a father, that's the route I'm taking. That's the pathway I'm taking. I'm gonna let the coach do his thing. Obviously, I got my son and daughter here for a reason, so I'm gonna let the coach handle his business. Now, of course, I'm gonna coach my son and daughter up at home, but I'm never gonna be. And if I have a problem with the coach, you know, I'm gonna, I'm gonna hit him up, email him, text him, whatever. Like, yo, can we have a meeting and just talk about some things? But I'm never going to, like,
in my position.
You're a dad that coached on the staff where your son was playing. No shade. The cousin said he got girls, right? He got two girls. But you had sons. You had sons that played for you when you coached. You were a dad when they were playing for other people. So,
and that's the funny thing how I started, because I became a coach at GT. I'm on the sideline. I'm just sitting there. It was only 3 coaches. So they had like 50 kids. And I'm just like watching them running around. And the coach guy, Tim Brown, came to me and says, I noticed you out here watching. It was your son. Could you come out and help us? I said, the only way I would help if I'm not where my son is. I want to be in office. I want to make it seem like my son is getting the ball. He says, no problem. And the funny thing, the next week we left for track. So my 2 sons had to go away from track. So we missed a week of practice. So when we gets back, his son was a running back. And Ray wanted to play running back. He said, Ray, go out there, try for the position. Ray took his son's position, and I right then and there showed me. I said there wasn't no favoritism. I said, okay, that's what I wanted. And so on the high school level, me and Bobby were all together. I never told him what he needed to do with the mirror or whatever in the game. Sometimes of course you get upset. Something. You look and see something different. He actually would ask for opinion sometimes, and I can tell him, we should do this, we do that. But his offensive coordinator, that's another story. But I don't want to go there because I want to put him out because we could have bumped heads. But I've had a common level because I know it's more about my son and not about me. And I learned that at South Carolina, honestly too, because I was upset with the coaches there, but I couldn't interfere, especially in college level. You can't interfere. But I did send the coach an email, like how I felt. He said, anytime email. I said, Demir's position coach. He says, no problem. And the funny thing about it, everything we're talking about, he never did when we discussed. So I'm at one of the games, of course, I had a few red cups. And Demir was supposed to start the game, didn't start. And the coach is like maybe 6 feet away from me. I'm about to walk. And he jumps in front of me and said, Dad, don't do it. He said, because I'm going to be the one getting the backlash. He says, you can get it off your chest, but they're going to get on me tomorrow. I said, son, you know what? You got that, no problem. And that's the way of stepping back. Sometimes you got to go with your head, not your heart.
Right. I see like a lot of dads, for a long time, of course, I did security for the athletic program at high school, on the high school level. So we're going all around the state, and I see dads that like be bashing the coach. Like, he don't know what he's doing. He's this, he's that, and I just think, for somebody outside looking in, like, Dad, honestly, if you could have do a better job, become a coach. And I tell people that all the time. When the little league level, little league need coaches all the time. Y'all want to be talking trash about what's going on. They could use some help. They could use help on football. They could use help on baseball. They could use help with soccer.
Everything.
They could use help. So you want to talk about your expertise in the stands?
Go do your thing.
Come on now.
Because it's funny because I got an open door policy. Like, when basketball wise, y'all can come to practice, y'all can see what I'm doing. I ain't got nothing to hide, y'all can see. And if you, like you said, if you up in the stands and hollering, come talk to me. Let's figure this out. If you have something that can, like, all right, maybe you're right. Let me try that. Come talk to me. Like,
well, let me look at it differently. If it's valuable, like if the information is good.
No.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want you telling me that your son should be shooting 3-pointers when I seen him shoot and he ain't. This ain't that.
Nah,
like,
he bricking.
But and a lot of times when I offer that and say that, they don't come.
Of course, they don't show up.
He don't come.
But
Like,
then
yo,
they
come
become
talk
the
to me.
wisest.
Like, yeah, right.
Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that?
Monday morning quarterbacking.
Exactly.
You
That
know.
is it. That's what's up. Well, hey, another one down.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Cousin Nate was in the building.
Thanks for having me. And Claude Bird.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we might cut the claw bird part out.
Well, Claude Bird is going to be coming off July 6th, hopefully. July 8th.
That is coming on the production floor.
They're going to have a claw going across as we come on. So just get
Cousin
this part.
Chop.
You got anything before we get out of here?
No, I do not. Other than, again, happy Father's Day to everyone out there. I hope you enjoyed your day, enjoyed your time. Remember, self-care is not selfish, so dads, take care of yourself because we need you guys around. We need more of you guys around. Continue to do the work. Thanks again for showing up. Like, subscribe, get the notifications so you can know when the Birdcage is dropping.
Yes, indeed. Cousin A, special guest host.
Special guest host, thanks
What
for
you
having
got?
me. Once again, happy Father's Day. Special happy Father's Day to my son, Adrian Jr. Remember, people, time to cost a thing, so spend it wisely.
Hey, well, before I give my shout outs, I have one thing I need to do. It's signed, sealed, and delivered, peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Cause y'all know I might have I had to give him a taste last week. See, the no show up was strategic.
Yes, she, you know what I'm saying? I had to make it happen. So the signed, sealed, delivered now. So she's here forever. She can't even get away. You know what I'm saying? But on that note, you know what I'm saying? Just shout out to, you know, I got to shout out Big Bird, y'all uncle. Shout out to Big Bird. Shout out to Uncle Teller. Shout out to all the fathers out there, Lando, Coach Pat, Coach Mary. I can go on and on and on. Mr. Thomas, you know, you like my second father. But listen, the Birdcage Show, tune in. Like Cousin Tracy said, like, subscribe, notification bell, so you know when these things are coming out. Oh, real quick, my daughter graduated. She's going to Messiah College. That's why I got the Messiah University shirt on.
She's going to Wani College.
Yeah, I did say that. Messiah University. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. So shout out to my youngest Angel and hey, the Birdcage Show. Make sure y'all tune in.
It was a stone groove, my man.